Hey guys, Alex, Langdale GunDog Outdoors. Today I want to go over our field trauma kit and the equipment that's in it and how you would apply it if your dog was to get injured in the field. So first of all, the very front pouch, you open it up and in it you're going to find medical gloves, several pair in here, and that's used obviously just to protect any infection that you might get in the dog if your hands are dirty. Also in this kit you're going to find a field reference guide, and this is basically for you to just reference real quick, look at if there's any signs or symptoms your dog might be displaying, or how to, if you have any kind of injury, such as a puncture wound, cuts, abrasion, hypothermia, etc. Also, you're going to find in the front, you're going to find two things. You're going to find an emergency blanket and a hot pack, and this is for if your dog goes into hypothermia, its body core temperature just below where it needs to be. You simply activate this hot pack, you wrap it in something to where it doesn't go up against the skin of the dog, like a gauze or something light, and you put it up against there. You open up the emergency blanket, you wrap it in there, and that starts reversing that hypothermia, that cold weather emergency. Once we open it up right here, you're going to find a cold pack, and this cold pack is for if your dog gets into hyperthermia or overheats. You want to just, same thing, apply it around the abdomen. That way it cools the dog down really quick. Or put it in between the thighs of the dog. You open this up in here and you got all sorts of stuff. You got antiseptic wipes in here to wipe out any wounds, minor wounds, stuff like that. You got antibiotic ointment if there were to get wounds, prevent infection, and then we have some tape, and that's to help tape up bandaging and stuff like that. We open this up, and then we have 4x4 gauze. This is for if your dog was to get injured, let's say a cut or a pretty good abrasion or whatever. You put it, stop the bleeding. You'd wrap it up with some of this tape or some of this gauze that I'm going to show you in a minute. Also in here you're going to find a tampon, and people ask what the tampon is for. This tampon is for puncture wounds. A lot of dogs will get corn stalks or get a stick in the chest, or they'll actually have a hole in their chest, and this is basically put it in there to stop the bleeding, and you put pressure on it, wrap it up, and then you can again just get it right to the vet. Also, you find in here you're going to find our eye wash. A lot of times they'll get seeds in their eyes or stuff like that. This can just flush out their eyes. You'll also find in our kit, you'll find trauma shears. This is to cut anything from the gauze or the tape or whatever you need to do. You'll also find tweezers. This is to get out thorns and stuff like that. Some minor porcupine quills. Also, what's really neat in this aid kit is we include a tourniquet, and a regular tourniquet will not work on, a regular tourniquet designed for humans will not work on dogs because their limbs aren't the same. So all this is a rubber band. It's designed, you just strap it around where above the wound where it's bleeding, and this is basically last resort to stop the bleeding. You wrap it around really tight, wrap it against itself, and then you get the dog right to the vet. Again, this is last resort if you can't stop the bleeding. Also included in this is this powder, the granulate, and this is to help clot wounds. Blood clotting wound is what it's for. You sprinkle it in the wound. That starts the clotting process. You put one of these 4x4s on there, and you can wrap with tape, or you can also wrap it with some self-adhesive bandage, which that's this right here. This can be used again. It self-adhetes, it's waterproof. It goes around nice and tight around the injury. You know, you pat it with this, whatever. You can cut it with the tape. So this is really handy stuff. And then the last two things that's in here is you're going to have gauze, and this is just rolls of gauze that wraps around. You wrap around a wound or wherever, again, to stop the bleeding, whatever you got to do. So basically this kit was designed to, if your dog was to get injured in the field, to stop the bleeding, the wound immediately, and get it to the vet. So really no nonsense. It fits in your blind bag. You can throw it in your boat blind, your ground blind, whatever. Good to have. So there you go. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at GunDog Outdoors.